Welfare is known as a federal financial assistance. According to Davitic in the article Straight Talk on Welfare Statistics, every year about 59 million Americans receive welfare during an average month. This rounds up to almost 19% of our population. We have a few different groups as well. We have SNAP, which is one of the most popular ones. It stands for Supplemental Nutrition Assistant Programs, and this is commonly most known for food stamps. And then we have TANF is another one, and it's temporary assistance for needy families, and this provides like the housing aspect part of welfare. So only seven states require drug testing in the United States, and recently over the past 2 years, 5 out of the 7 just started to requiring it. While the government offers these programs, there needs to be more of a stricter guideline when you apply for these aids. First, by drug testing people that require aid, it could save taxpayers a lot of money. According to Natalie Regiel, having resources given to people who are struggling with addiction that do not result in help is not prudent spending. These programs that the government offer is meant for survival needs, basically water, food, toiletries, things like that. Drug tests aren't discriminating against anyone as well. Natalie Regiel stated there are anti-discrimination regulations in about a dozen states, along with some reasonable accommodation provisions. They are to put up barriers on who should be claiming the welfare money and who shouldn't. They're primarily meant to make sure you're doing your part with everything. The goal for welfare in general is to make sure people are getting what they need and the time that they need, and that they can get back up on their feet and get employed again. According to Stephanie Larson in this article, poverty and spending over the years, total welfare costs have risen from $722 per person in poverty in 1964 to $22,740 per person in 2017. That means in over 55 years, the total per person cost has gone up by $22,000. Items have clearly rose like then, things like toilet paper, bread, essential needs. But per person, that is a chunk of money that welfare is given to an individual, and some of them choose to use it on things like drugs and alcohol when they're really meant to be used for needs. Secondly, by drug testing people that apply for welfare, they can get the help that they need and they can stop using illicit drugs. Confirming to Natalie Regiel, people who are unemployed are almost twice as likely to struggle with addiction compared to those who are not. If someone were to test positive, for example, for drugs while supporting a family on welfare and were to know that they have one chance to get clean and test negative, this could really stop them and motivate them to still claim money for their family. Discovering a policy like this could identify those individuals that are more prone to developing this addiction and getting them the help that they need. And this could also keep them out of the work field for an extended amount of time and still living off of welfare while using the money for other things that they shouldn't be. Not only would this benefit one from applying to receive aid again, it could very well help them to find a steady job, like I said before. Services that are given to people are used to get clean and for the sole purpose to put them back on their feet and to better themselves as a human being and to move on with their life. Lastly, it can encourage a contract of accountability to stay clean while receiving welfare. It almost draws up like this social contract that says, okay, I'm willing to stay clean and not do drugs and buy drugs with the money that the government's giving me if the government gives me my basic necessities. And that's basically how that kind of social contract would work up. This is meant to be a super fair system, and it's meant for the government to work well with the people. It's a two-way street, and individuals who are seeking for this type of aid need to realize that they have to play their part just as much as taxpayers and the government is giving back to them. And that they're spending them on the right things like food, water, toiletries, baby diapers, baby food, things like that. So in conclusion, by implementing drug test, taxpayers could save a lot of money, people can seek the help that they really need, and it can encourage people to stay clean for the necessities that they need until they can get back on their feet. Overall, drug testing isn't meant to harm individuals that need aid. It's meant to help them, not discriminate them, not to put them out. It's meant to seek who needs the help that they can get and who needs to know that they need to be submitting them on the right thing or that they shouldn't be provided by the aid. This could also save the government a lot of money and be put towards other things as well. This system is meant to purely help others get back on their feet and to find employment.